welcome to my home. Today we are going to make Peruvian style chicken with a gorgeous coriander lime garlic sauce, which you will want to use on everything. Also with that, we're going to throw in a flatbread, which is delicious when it's dipped in with this chicken. It is a really good match. With all the ingredients basically you probably already have at home, and it's really quick to put together, so any night of the week. So let's get started. All right, so I have my chicken in a pan ready to go. I'm gonna pour the marinade right over it, which is a super simple marinade. We take 1 lime. Perfect. Really juicy limes these days, which is great because sometimes they're really dry and so hard to get some juice out of them. I love that. I'm getting like 1/4 cup of juice out of this, which is really nice. All right. So to that, I am going to add a couple garlic cloves. So I've minced about 4 garlic cloves. So we'll pop that in there. To that, we are going to add some spices. So I have chili, cumin, and a chipotle chili, which is like a really smoky pepper. So for the chipotle chili, which is quite spicy, I'm gonna add just 1/2 teaspoon, and then I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of chili and 1 teaspoon of cumin, heaping teaspoons. Next, I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar, just like that, and about 1/4 cup of oil. Any oil that you have is fine. I'm going to use olive oil. Now I'm also going to add some salt and pepper, about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1 teaspoon of pepper. All right, perfect. I'm going to give this a quick stir. Oh, there you go. The flavor is just out of this world. Okay, we're just going to pour it right over. We have our fresh lime, our garlic. Looks delicious. It is so flavorful. Get in there with your hands and make sure everything is beautiful and covered. All right, so we're going to leave this about 1 hour to 4 hours, but not more than 4 hours because we have some lime juice in there and it's just going to start eating away at the meat. This is really great on the barbecue too, but I'm just too cold to go out there. It's like minus 12, and I'm not going out. Plus, I don't even know if my barbecue is going to start. It's so old, and I definitely need to do barbecue. So pop this in the fridge for 1 hour, and we'll make our naan bread. So here we're ready to throw our naan bread together. I have 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 1/2 cup of warm water. To that, I'm going to put in some dry yeast, instant yeast, 1 teaspoon and 1/4 to that. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of honey, a big tablespoon of honey. There we go. Tablespoon is gone. All right, so while that's going, I'm going to add a pinch of baking powder to this, about 1/2 teaspoon, I guess. So, I don't even know if it works, but some people say it adds just a little bit more fluffiness, so why not throw it in? Also to that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, so any type of salt. 1 teaspoon, there we have it. Okay, give that a bit of a stir. And I'm also going to throw in an egg yolk. Okay. So you can throw that right into the yeast. Stir. Also to that, I'm going to add 1 big heaping tablespoon of plain classic plain yogurt. Just, you can use Greek yogurt if you want, but plain, not sugared, no sugar in it, okay? So give that another little stir, and we'll leave it a second or two to start to bubble up. All right, so next I'm gonna throw in our egg yeast mixture, and I'm gonna start stirring it up. So I'm just gonna give it a really quick knead so that I can pick all this stuff up. I mean, it's a very soft dough. You don't want to really add much more flour. So just work in what's on your table, and then we'll let it rise. All right, so just get all those sticky bits. roll it onto itself and then push it out. Roll onto itself, push out. It'll make a natural ball just by pulling it onto itself and pushing, just like that, all right? So once you've done that, let's say 20 times, it should be all absorbed and it should make a nice ball. So there you have it. We're gonna pop this into an oiled bowl. Back into the same bowl is fine. So just oil it nicely, throw it in there, wish it around, then turn it over so that it's all covered in oil. Cover it with plastic wrap. I like to put a tea towel over it and just put it somewhere warm, usually in the kitchen. It's the warmest place in the house. So for an hour until it's doubled in size, and then we're ready to go. I don't know if you guys have one of these, but they're so great. I make my mayonnaise in these. I make all my sauces, so I can just throw everything in. So this is a definitely throw in sauce recipe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 garlic cloves, just smash them up. So you throw them right in. Next, we're gonna take a jalapeno. Jalapenos are so flavorful and they don't really have that much heat unless you add the seeds in the membrane. So I just cut along the sides so I don't get any seeds. And I'm gonna add this whole jalapeno in here because it's so delicious and flavorful. All right, so maybe give it like a really big rough chop. That should do it. Ooh. Okay, and to that I'm gonna add juice of 1 lime. Great. These limes are so amazing. They're so juicy. I love it. And I'm gonna add a hefty quarter cup of mayonnaise, Hellmann's mayonnaise, real mayonnaise. It has to be real mayonnaise, okay? Not Miracle Whip, real mayonnaise. To that I'm gonna add some Greek plain yogurt, the same amount. So if you decide to make a smaller amount, be quarter of a cup, okay? So keep the 2 the same, the Greek yogurt and the mayo, same, okay? Perfect. All right, so to that I'm gonna add a hefty pinch of salt and pepper and sugar. There we go, about a teaspoon of each. Okay, and to that I'm gonna add some coriander, fresh coriander. So the stems, as long as they're not super hard, they'll work perfectly. So I just stuff all that in there, a nice bunch. Don't worry, it'll work. Okay, about that. Maybe we can get a few more in there. Ooh. All right, I am hard on my machines, but it works anyway. So I think we have all the ingredients. I am just going to plug it in. Bear with me. It's working perfectly. I'm gonna shove some more in. There we go. I could be called the messy one. Give it a taste, see if you need to adjust the seasoning, if you like it a little bit more salty or a little bit more sweet. So delicious. This is so good, you're gonna love it. So now I've preheated the oven to 400 degrees. I've taken a piece of parchment paper with a cookie rack, and I'm going to put all my chicken pieces right on the cookie rack. I find they get crispier and all the pieces get equally cooked that way. Preheating my oven to 400 degrees. This is gonna pop in the oven for half an hour to 45 minutes. I want an internal temperature of 165 degrees. The chicken is looking beautiful, golden brown, gorgeous. So our flatbread has risen. It looks great. So I'm just gonna flour up a surface, dump it out, and I'm gonna cut some little pieces off. I like little naan breads, so we can scoop up all the goodness. So flour that up, and you can just use your hands to make a circle, or you can roll it out, which would be fine too. So that's perfect. You get that on a hot grill. I'm using this, but you can also use a cast iron pan. They don't have to be perfectly round. So 2-3 minutes each side should do it. As soon as you see they start bubbling up a little bit, they're ready to turn. They're so fluffy and light and crispy on the outside. Delicious. Then you can top it with some garlic butter, which I just put garlic, butter, and a bit of parsley. Parsley, fresh herbs always make it look so much better. There you go. These are so puffy, like little clouds. So delicious. This is going to be great for dipping. All right, so chicken is done. Ooh, smells so good. The chicken looks amazing, crispy and delicious. Let's rip a piece open and check it out. Hold on, let me get the sauce. Ooh, looks so good. I'm just gonna dip it right into the green sauce. So flavorful, so delicious. Let me get this on a platter for you. This is gorgeous for a meal any day of the week. So easy. This coriander sauce you could use for everything. It is so delicious. Fluffy naan and the juiciest, best chicken you have ever tried. I want you to give this a try. Let me know what you thought. Don't forget to subscribe so we can see each other next Wednesday. Have a great week.